Now that is what Leaf fans absolutely love to see. After losing to Pittsburgh in regulation in Toronto not too long ago, they head to Pittsburgh. Basically a house of horrors for the Leafs, no matter which building they've played in the past. The record in Pittsburgh in general, it's awful. It's not good. And this building specifically, yeah, it ain't pretty either. But the Leafs go in there with Matt Murray against his former team. And the Leafs finding out that TJ Brodie's going to be out a few weeks at least. And you find out Jake Muzzin's going to be out until at the very... I don't think he's going to play anymore as a Leaf. Or in the NHL in general. I sure hope he doesn't for his own sake. That he's going to be out until at the very... they're reevaluate late February. I just don't see that happening. So there's a lot of bad news around Leafland on the injury front. But they get into Pittsburgh with Matt Murray in the net. Everything kind of looking like it could be a disaster. And not only do they win 5-2 against the Pens in their own building and go 9-5-3 so far in the season, there's storylines galore. Matt Murray was incredible. Michael Bunting breaks out. Jordy Ben just capturing Leaf fans' hearts early on in his young Leaf tenure. And Pontus Holberg getting his first career NHL point. Shout out John Tavares for goal number 400 as well. There's lots of storylines. And let's start with the first one. In the first period, they start on time. And about 12 minutes in, Leafs are humming in the zone, right? Puck comes around the boards to the point to Jordy Ben. Drops it off for John Tavares, who's about at the circle, but more in the middle. You guys can kind of picture that. And it's funny, Jordy Ben I love, right? He gets a little bit of offense, gets the goal in the last game. He's like, I'm going to go right to the net after this pass. See if I can bang home a rebound or something. And he passes Tavares and takes off towards the front of the net. But Tavares turns around, fires, and he buries it past Casey DeSmith. Shout out to Mitch Marner, Sidney Crosby, and Jeff Petrie for blocking Casey DeSmith that he saw none of that. But it doesn't matter. It's in the net. The Leafs got a 1-0 lead. And congrats to JT, our captain. Goal number 400 for his career. And the Leafs drop 1-0. We move forward. 3 minutes after that, and this one was pretty. John Tavares and Mitch Marner, that line, we love, Matthews and Marner, it's all cute, and they're all best friends. You want to win, don't you? And I don't know about you guys, but seeing the chemistry of Marner and JT, and watching the Nylander and Matthews combo, it's just nice. It gives us all flashbacks of that first playoff run these guys had, where we were all happy. It gives good vibes. And that's all it was. As Scotty Barnes always say, just good vibes. And it's all about the vibes. And it is. John Tavares enters the zone, stops on a dime, finds Morgan Rielly with a backhand saucer pass through the middle of the ice to the far side. Mitch Marner goes right to the front of the net and stops right in front of Casey DeSmith. And Morgan Rielly kind of cruising down right around the half boards, around about the circle, maybe a little bit lower than that. And he fires a pass in front of that to Mitch Marner. Now, instead of Mitch just redirecting the puck, he gets the puck, hangs on to it, waits for DeSmith to slide over to try and make a desperation save. Well, the problem is, Mitch didn't shoot it as he goes around him and tucks it into the open cage. A gorgeous tic-tac-toe goal from JT, Morgan Rielly, and Mitch Marner finishing it off at 15:04, exactly 3 minutes after the opening goal. And the Leafs have a 2-0 lead in Pittsburgh against the Pens. And that is how the first period ends. Leafs up 2-0. Shots on goal 8-7 in favor of the Leafs. Matt Murray had a great start to the game. You're thinking, okay, good things are happening here, right? We go to the second period. Got to continue. You're going to get some pressure right off the ensuing draw. It gets on the boards. Nylander kind of pokes it free. Maybe not, because he didn't get a point on it. So he pokes it free, and Matthews picks it up and turns and just flies. And Bunting's right with him. They got a 2-on-1 really early in the period. And a gorgeous saucer pass from Austin Matthews right on the tape of Bunting. And he buries it past Casey DeSmith. And the Leafs have a 3-0 lead 11 seconds into the period. 3-0. What the heck's going on here? You love what you're seeing from the Buds. All the big guys getting it done. Tavares, Marner, and Matthews has a point. Nylander's got a point. Tavares has 2 points. Marner's got a point. Riley's got a point. Everyone's buzzing here early in this game for the Leafs. But it changed pretty quick. Point shot from the Pittsburgh Penguins tipped in by Rickard Rakell, and it goes past Matt Murray 54 seconds in. So that 3-goal lead lasted 30 seconds, 40 seconds? Not very long. And it's a 3-1 game. A couple minutes after that, Rasmus Sandin back to get the puck. Tries to pass it out of his zone. And for the second time in, about a week, fans on it. And who picks it up? Probably the last guy you want picking it up, Sidney Crosby. And fanning on it's one thing, but Crosby just blows by him then. Picks up the puck, goes around Rasmus Sandin, backhand, far side, low blocker. I mean, it's just a gorgeous shot from Sidney Crosby. 2:38 in, it's a 1-goal game. And all Leaf fans are like, oh boy, three-goal lead. It's now down to 1. We know we kind of see where this is going. It don't look good. Then Pittsburgh gets a power play not long after that, and we're all thinking, man, this thing's going to get tied. It's destined to get tied on the road. Well, then Matt Murray makes some big-time stops. Also, Jordie Benn makes some big-time saves, including one that was a cross-seam pass. Matt Murray's flying out of his net, and Jordie Benn at the back post not only saves it once, I can't remember who it was trying to bang home at the side of the net, but Jordie Benn's like, nah, my stick's there, big fella. I'm just going to stop that puck on a dime. It doesn't go in. Somehow, it's still a 1-goal game here. Penalty ends, and we're like, man, this is tough. Then another play, right? Puck just squeaks through Matt Murray. No Penguin knows where it is, but Jordie Benn, right on the other post, sees the puck just behind Matt Murray, skates behind Murray, shoves that puck back into him, whistle blows, we're all good. Shout out Jordie Benn. Had an assist in the first goal, saved 2 goals. Big time night for Jordie Benn yet again. Leaf fans loving him as always. Also had almost a breakaway. Jordie Benn, Leaf fan favorite so far. I love what we're seeing from Jordie Benn, man. It's really, really fun. That was one of my key things I wrote down here. Benn goalie saves, because he made 2 of them. He made 2 10-bell saves, did Jordie Benn. And it kept it 3-2. Things sort of normalized as the period went along. And then late in the period, right? How many times have we talked about start on time and finish on time? Right? The first 5 minutes and the last 5 minutes. Well, Pittsburgh, they got dummied in that part today because we scored 11 seconds in. And with 50 seconds left, they enter the zone. Austin Matthews, fires it on. It gets blocked. But Pontus Holmberg picks it up, backhands it on. And it was obviously supposed to be a shot, but it went to the back post. And it was going to go wide. But Michael Bunting's right there. And he knocks home the puck, redirects it in past Casey DeSmith, and gives that Leafs that 4-2 lead. I think I can speak for every Leaf fan. After that goal, heading into the intermission, we all thought, okay, 2-goal lead restored. The game settled down. We got the late period goal to change momentum. We feel pretty good here. Shots on goal in the second period were 15-12 in favor of Pittsburgh, and that was much more skewed earlier on in that period. So a really nice job kind of stabilizing the period and bending but not breaking. Shout out Matt Murray. And in that third period, Matt Murray faced 15 shots. Didn't allow anything. Michael Bunting fires one from his own zone to try and hit the empty net. It goes wide, but Nylander sees Bunting pick it up, and right as he sees him pick it up, he takes off. So he neglects the icing, and he gets the puck, and he buries it into the empty cage. Nylander with the empty netter. Bunting and Riley grab assists in the goal at 17:37 of the third period to put the Leafs up 5-2, and that's all she wrote. The boys pick up a massive W on the road in Pittsburgh, and they're now 9-5-3 on the season. Slowly but surely, guys, that record is looking a lot better. It really is. And they're playing better. They're playing with effort. They want to do well, and it's pretty evident. The only thing we haven't seen yet, all the boxes we're starting to tick off, right? Michael Bunting's getting hot, okay. The goaltending and defense overall this year has been good. Okay, check that mark off. Mitch Marner's finding his legs again. Okay, great. JT's been great. Okay, good. Matthews 5-on-5 is the one thing we haven't checked off yet. And that will come. Not worried about it, but it's just the one thing we're waiting on before we kind of look at this team as like, okay, they're in their groove as we're so used to seeing. But other than that, they're playing phenomenal. Matt Murray, he's a big man in the net. He really is. And I thought he played a phenomenal game tonight. I mean, the stats show it. 2 goals on 37 shots. Yeah, he was big. After that 2-minute stretch and you can't blame him for either goal. One was a deflection right in front of him. And the other one, a pretty bad turnover and was basically a perfect backhand shot from Sidney Crosby. You can't blame him on either goal. And he made some really nice saves as well. I thought Matt Murray played a phenomenal game. Your 2 goaltenders, and shout out Eric Källgren, who really held the fort while things were going bad. Eric Källgren made some big stops in his starts, right? Matt Murray did great tonight. Samsonov, hopefully he's back soon. He's been phenomenal. The goaltending hasn't been the issue. Honestly, Leaf fans, the defense hasn't been the issue. The goal scoring has been the problem. And watching the Leafs put up a 5 spot on the road in Pittsburgh today, oh yeah, that felt good. Speaking of goals, Michael Bunting had 2 of those. He had 2 goals and an assist. John Tavares had a goal and an assist. Willie Nylander had a goal and an assist. Matthews had two apples in the game. Morgan Riley had 2 apples in the game. And Bunting needed that. Like, this dude has been struggling. He's been up and down the lineup, whether he's on the top line, whether he's on the second line. They were putting him down the third line for a while because they're trying to spark something somewhere, and it wasn't working. They put Nylander with Matthews. That seems to click. They slap Bunting up there. 3-point night. You know, Nylander had a goal and an assist. You know, well, obviously one was an empty netter, but Matthews had a couple assists. Bunting had a 3-point night. That line got it done. JT had a goal and an assist. I think Marner had 1 assist. He had a goal in the game as well, right? Those guys with that new line maybe kind of work that stuff. I don't know. We'll see how it plays out. Shots on goal in the game, 37-33 in favor of Pittsburgh, but who the heck cares? Last key thing I wrote down for today's game, Pontus Holberg, man, shout out to him, the draft pick of the Leafs that really no one ever has talked about. Gets his first NHL point today, the assist on the Bunting goal to end the second period. Congrats to him on that. Hopefully many more to come for him. And last thing, special teams didn't really mean anything for anybody today. They were 0 for 3 on their power plays. The Leafs had 1 power play, did not score on that. And the fellas got a job done. Now they come back home. They play Thursday against one of the best teams in the NHL, the New Jersey Devils. Just going to leave that there. They've been awful for so many years. And now they're one of the best teams in the league. We'll have to see for ourselves. And I'm hoping it's not the case, and I'm hoping the Leafs do what they did tonight and play strong a full 60 minutes and all that. But we'll have to wait and see, all right? So you know what, guys? That is going to do it for this one. If you enjoyed the video and you guys enjoyed the game this evening, because it's a win, it's a regulation win, some great goals, some great saves, lots of great things from today's game. Enjoy it, Leaf fans. Hit that like button if you guys enjoy this one. Hit the subscribe button. You guys not already, comment down below your thoughts on the video, your thoughts on the game, what you like, what you not like from today's game. For the Toronto Maple Leafs, the Twitter link is down below. So follow up, send me that great stuff. The Discord link is down there as well. Instagram link, follow up, all that stuff down in the description below. Guys, please go do so. And I will talk to you guys Raptors edition. They host Miami tomorrow. We don't know what the roster is going to look like, so we'll have to wait and see how that plays out tomorrow night at 7:30 at Scotiabank Arena. I was going to say Rogers Center. As for the Toronto Maple Leafs, they're back in action on Thursday night as they host the New Jersey Devils at Scotiabank Arena at 7 o'clock there. Thank you guys so much for listening and watching. I hope you enjoyed the video and the game tonight. We'll talk to you guys then.